Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Ryan from Seaway Sports Lounge, and oh boy, did we have quite the news day today in the NHL. There's been a numerous amount of trades. There has been a GM who's decided to step down from his role. So in this video, I'm going to go over what happened. I'm also going to go over the trades, give my little thoughts, and go from there. So with that, let's just hop right into it. So Nashville Predators president and GM David Poile has decided to retire from his job. He has been at this job, I think, pretty much the whole time the Predators have been around. He has built quite the team over the years, but as it happens, people decide to retire, so he decided to call it. And Barry Trotz, longtime head coach, very much a Nashville Predator as far as I'm concerned, even though he has had a few other teams such as the Capitals and the Islanders, he is now taking over the GM job, the job that he has expressed over the last number of months that he wants a GM role in some form. He feels he's ready for it, and I think he is. And anyway, I guess the Predators were the choice. So good for them, good for him. We'll have to see how it works. Apparently, Mr. Poyle will be stepping into a consulting role next season. So having David Poyle beside you to help you guide you along as a GM is obviously going to be very helpful. So with that, we'll see how they do. Now, the trades that have happened, apparently, and this is mega news, this just came out in the last hour. The New Jersey Devils have acquired Timo Meier from the Sharks. Now, this forward from the Sharks has been the most sought after guy in all of the NHL. He's the highest ranked in all of the trade deadline rumors and power charts they show. Apparently, the Devils have enough to acquire him. They have a lot of young players. They have a lot of draft choices that they can acquire for. And apparently they won. So good for them. It's going to be tough for Eastern teams to know that Timo Meier is now in the East, but that was expected in a way. Anyway, he's going to be there. Now we have no idea what's going back yet. We're still waiting for the official trade call, according to Pierre LeBrun, who broke the news himself, said that they're just waiting for that. Now my vision is it's going to be quite a bit. These guys are. This guy has a $10 million qualifying offer attached to him. So in order to get that done, and I'm pretty sure the Devils are going to do everything they can to sign this guy because they're probably going to have to give up a good amount of prospects and capital to acquire this player. So have a huge windfall with this guy. Next, the Jets. The Jets have decided to jump in. They acquired Nino Niederreiter from the Predators a couple days ago. They ended up sending a second round choice back. Now, why this happened, my guess would be maybe Niederreiter, they wanted to move a little money. Either way, the Jets now have acquired a top six forward they need to help them with scoring because I believe they're not doing too well in the scoring department. Niederreiter will be a good fit, I think. He's a good fit for the way they play. And the second round choice, I mean, that's just to give them something, but they didn't player. So my guess would be money is the reason. But good for the Jets. They're now into it. We'll have to see if the Jets and Cheveldayoff will do more. And as reported in our shorts, and just so you know, if you want to catch any of our shorts that we have on our YouTube channel, we are going to be broadcasting a lot of these trades as they happen. We're going to try to do it there. So we have one of them about the Habs. It was earlier this morning that Dennis Gurianov from the Stars is now a Hab. He was moved for Dandanov, and he was sent there. It was strictly a 1-for-1. Habs retained 50% of his salary, of Dadonov's salary. Dadonov has had injury trouble, worked out in Montreal. He was in Florida for a long time. Anyway, they ended up moving to Dallas. So Gurianov, I guess, has quite the shot. He's going to have some offensive upside, I think, for the Habs, which you use. So anyway, we'll have to see how it goes. But that's what happened with the Habs today. They ended up acquiring that. Next and last thing is Golden Knights have acquired Barbashev. Ivan Barbashev was a forward with the St. Louis Blues. He was pegged to go to a number of teams, including the Toronto Maple Leafs. They tried to acquire him with the O'Reilly deal, but it didn't happen. They obviously just got O'Reilly and Achari instead. Fantastic. But anyway, they ended up, Barbashev went to the Golden Knights. Now, I think what happened here, and this is just my opinion, is that I think they were in the Timo Meier sweepstakes because 2 days prior to that, Golden Knights ended up moving Mark Stone to long-term injury reserve because of his back surgery. So they had almost $10 million available to them to spend extra than what they already have. And I think they were trying to acquire Timo Meier, but they ended up not being successful. So they decided to go for Barbashev from the St. Louis Blues. Now, again, that's my speculation. There's no reports of that. It's just my thought. And St. Louis ended up getting a prospect who ended up becoming, it was Zach Dean that was sent back. I don't know anything about Zach Dean personally. Anyway, I guess he was on Team Canada in that. I was told, actually, I think Typhoon mentioned that in his short when he did the update. But anyway, he's what's going back to St. Louis. So St. Louis is obviously in a bit of a state right now. They're trying to retool the team with draft choices, moving salary. And as far as I'm concerned, it's a rebuild. But I mean, Barbashev was slated to go anyway, so they obviously didn't want to lose him for nothing. So they did. And that should do it, folks. That's the updates right now. Obviously, there's going to be many more updates to come. The NHL is going to be in flux from now until March 3rd. You're going to have names flying all over the place. You're going to have trades happening, especially as it gets a lot closer to the day itself. Usually within 24 hours, it's pretty intense. You could have like 3, 4 trades at a time. We're going to do our best to keep up with them and try to make it happen. Sometimes deadlines are really busy, sometimes they're not. So we'll have to see how this one works out. So far, it's been pretty active early, which is what happened last season and the season before. Let's see how this does, but it's going to be an exciting time for the NHL. Lots of teams trying to vie into the playoff slash playoff or penalty or sorry Stanley Cup push, and also with the fact it's a deep draft this year is also changing the dynamic. Now, a lot of firsts have been moved and a lot, so these are teams that know they can't get guys like Connor Bedard or anybody at those top 20. So those are the teams that are moving those picks. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you like what we're doing with the channel, please hit like or subscribe. If you believe you want more notifications of what we're doing, please hit the notification bell on the right. And with that, thanks very much for watching, and I will see you next time.